in the like non-control matchups. Then like I kind of threw in some spice with like the one mutagenic growth. That was my thing at the GP last weekend, and a lot of times it's just like flame rift your opponent if they're a control deck, or if you have a Snapcaster Mage. It's like an insane combat trick with Geist. It allows you to like attack into their 2/2s and stuff, which is really sweet.
Or just live through Whip Flare or Slag Storm, right?
Yeah, and like I had mutagenic growth in hand when he Slag Storm or didn't Slag Storm game 1, but if he had top decked it, like he was just still dead, so which was nice. Yeah, so but like I maxed out on Geist. I think that was like the norm after last weekend. Jerry insists on playing 4 Gitaxian probes, and I'll probably play 4 probes and 0 mutagenic growth whenever the next one is.
In the future?
Yeah, but actually I think, no, Dark Ascension will be out before then, so I might be playing something completely different, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think this is the last one of this format.
I thank God.
Closing it out.
28 C-Chrome Coast in top 8.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I mean, the deck's sweet. I liked it a lot. So.
Very, very cool, man. From your experience, what are your good matchups and what are your what matchups need help or are a little rocky?
Like traditionally, like red decks were a bad matchup for the blue-white deck before like everybody started playing 4 Geist of Saint Traft and lots of Swords of Worm Piece. After that, I don't think they're bad at all. Like it just seems like they're like I mean I played red in the Swiss and I 2'd him pretty easily. You know, he played like some 1/1s in a shrine, and I just like suited up Geist with a Sword of War and Peace, like deal with this guy. You know, but like you have a really good control matchup, I think. Like all the Esper decks are like pretty easy, but the blue-black ones that like main deck Curse are pretty tough. Yep. A lot of people were main decking like 1 Revoke Existence, like David McDarby, who he Exo-2'd the Swiss. He had 1 Revoke Existence. I think Jerry and Josh Cho both had 1 Revoke Existence. So that's probably like maybe like a slot that you would want just to be able to deal with Curse, since that card is pretty good against you. Other than that, it's also fun in the mirror for killing a Sword of War and Peace or a something like that. So.
Now, what did you think when you top decked that sword? Did you think today's my lucky day when it comes to Magic, or
no,
what?
He ghost quartered me, and I'm like shuffling my deck. I'm like, all right, put a sword on top for me, buddy. He like shuffles my deck, so I just like peel. Yeah. And just 12'd him or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, from looking at the deck list, did you think you had the advantage in the matchup, or do you think he had the edge?
Well, he's beaten like 8 Delver decks or something in the tournament. So like clearly, I thought like, well, obviously he's doing something right. But I looked at his deck list. I'm like, so he has Mortar Pods, which are okay, especially because I have Porcelain Legionnaire. But if I can just stick Geist, he has 3 ways to deal with it main deck.
And like just 2 Whip Flares in the board.
Yeah, and I was actually looking at his main deck if you don't count Evemon Nexus, he has 14 artifacts. That's like really hard for a deck to get Metalcraft for Edge Champion, especially when I have like Gutshot, Vapor Snag, Mana Leak, stuff like that. And I just thought like if I can keep his guys off the table and just hit him with a Geist a bunch, I'll be fine. And I mean, obviously you saw like he just could not beat a Geist, and I had like tricks, misstep, and I still have Mutagenic Growth in my hand at the end of the game. So, I mean, I did not think that I was necessarily favored because it's a rogue deck, and I've never played a single game against anything remotely similar to this. So, I thought maybe I was a dog, which is pretty standard, but I don't know. I mean, Geist just wins games. Like he won both games pretty easily. So
over the course of the last 4 months, in all these standard tournaments since Innistrad has been legal, what are your top tournament finishes? Like, I mean, you've done well in a couple of these, right?
Yeah, like when Innistrad first came out, I played like Phantasmal Dragons. That was before everybody realized that like Vapor Snag and Gutshot were good cards. And like I had Gutshot on my board there, but I wasn't playing Vapor Snag because it's Unsummon. Like who plays Unsummon in Standard, right? I was like, oh, this isn't Madness from 2003 or whatever, So, yeah, like I don't know. I've done well at a few tournaments, but this is the first one in like probably 3 months, I think, that I've like done really well at.
Yeah, because people who have been following your articles on SCG, you've been talking about the evolution of these blue-white tempo decks. Like talking about at one point Stitch Drake, and then eventually moving to Geist, and the advent of the equipment, and the moving away from illusions, and all these different things like that.
Yeah, it's just like the deck just can change dynamically from week to week just based on what you think people will play against you. I mean, just from last week, like I just noticed an absence of Gutshots, like really from most decks, or just like cutting them in half basically, and that just makes Porcelain Legionnaire way better. That was the only reason he was bad in the first place, is because you'd pay 2 life for a 3/1 that goes and 2 mana, and they would just pay 0 mana to kill it for the same amount of life trade. And so with Snapcaster Mage, it was still really bad. But like if they don't have Gutshot, he's just a house. Like in my semifinals match, I played against Haunted Humans, and I was racing a sword with 2 guys because he didn't have enough mana to like attack, play a guy, and equip. And so he would just like attack, play a guy, and he would have to chump block because I'm like 6ing him while I'm taking 3 because I had 2 guys in play. But it's just
You actually raced it.
yeah, I did, and I won that game. But it's just Porcelain Legionnaire is just like a huge threat for 2 mana that can carry a sword, which like none of the creatures in Illusions ever could do. And the fact that like everyone is like moved towards a ton of spot removal when Illusions was popular because it was very easy to like gut shot and vapor snag all the creatures. Now you have creatures that are more resilient, like Geist of Saint Traft, Invisible Stalker. So people, it kind of like did a flip flop. So now there's like fewer gut shots and more edict effects, more sweeper effects. So just having an efficient creature for 2 mana is just like way better than having like a 1/1 that can't be targeted, because now everybody's prepared for like untargetable creatures.
Yeah.
But Geist is the exception because he's obviously just absurd.
So good.
Yeah.
Do you think people were overcompensating for last week? Everybody in the top 8 being, like there being so many Geists, but also, like Grixis and Wolf Run. So as a result, people are playing less gut shots.
I think that's definitely the case, because if you look at the top 8 from the GP, Gutshot's actually just abysmal. Like, it kills Delver of Secrets and, like, some Snapcaster Mages, but, that's not even really that good, killing Snapcaster Mage. And even if they kill Delver of Secrets, like, they have to kill it before it flips. If it flips, it's just a dead card after that draw. So it's in the same vein as, like, Minimalist that becomes a dead card after they already cast their Delver of Secrets. Gutshot becomes a dead card after they flip it. So you just have to get it, like, really fast off of a Ponder or whatever. So playing fewer Gutshots is actually fine. And I think just, like, in the mirror, a lot of times it just comes down to Sword of War and Peace and whether or not you can, like, stick it when they tap out for something, or if, like, you wait for the ultimate turn where, like, they play their Geist and then you, like, play your 5th land, Sword, bash you for 12.
What do you think about the number of people who don't play Sword of War and Peace in their blue-white decks?
I don't think those people exist.
Oh no, we've
Really?
already seen tons of blue-white decks who just don't have Sword of War and Peace in their deck.
Yeah, like
particularly the ones
Pike
playing
decks?
humans. The ones playing like the white-blue. They're like
Yeah.
white-blue Delver, but they also have humans like Sam Black style.
Yeah. I played against that deck in the top 4, and he had no Swords main and 1 in the board. And I think his deck is actually one where you really do want Sword, because he had like Midnight Haunting, Doomed Traveler, and just like these dorks that make 1/1 flyers. And if Jerry Thompson or Josh Cho sticks a Hover Mirror, like, you can't win.
Yeah, what do you think about Hover Mirror instead of Porcelain Legionnaire? Like, who do you think wins that?
I mean, I think Porcelain Legionnaire wins, but maybe that's just because I did not consider a 1/2 Flying Vigilance creature for my deck. When they told me about it, I kind of chuckled because Matt Sperling was making fun of Owen Turtenwald for losing to it. But he like made up a whole song about it. He's a pun master. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, I think that like those decks just need Sword. Like, it's just a card that just says I win. When it's like a white v white deck, like obviously it just makes all your guys unblockable, and it lets you like race insanely because you're dealing them extra damage and you're gaining life. And yeah, I mean, my opponent had 10 power in play, and I had a Sword on a Delver, and I
you
just
were able
killed
to
him.
just beat the
I
whole
just killed
board.
him, yeah.
All right. Well, are you playing in the Legacy Open?
Unless I get timed out or whatever, I need to go like get my.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Well,
Congratulations,
thanks,
man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well done.
Appreciate it.
All right, so is Todd Anderson, the Star City Standard Open Series champion in Washington, D.C. So that was definitely a solid performance by Todd Anderson and everybody else who made top 8 and top 16 and even top 32.
I mean, especially props to Michael Rooks.
Yep,
for a
Michael Rooks,
sweet
really
deck,
good job.
Sweetest deck in the top 8.
Yeah, definitely a lot of innovation there, and yeah, he did well with it. So that's good. And congratulations to all our winners of Star City Premium, and of course a Gen Con Pass.
Badge, absolutely. Best
Yeah.
4 days in gaming.
Yeah. So and once again, the Star City Open schedule has been announced all the way up until September 1st and September 2nd, where we'll be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we have our Invitational coming up pretty soon.
The one in,
Yeah, in Baltimore. Are you going to be playing in it, or?
I'm planning on it. It's the one in March, right?
Yep, in Baltimore.
that's
Yeah,
the
all
plan.
right. So we'll definitely see you guys there. I think we're probably going to take a break until the Legacy tournament, maybe a couple rounds in. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably about round 3 of Legacy. So definitely come back and watch us. We're giving away more premium. We're giving away another Gen Con badge.
3 more months of premium in the quarterfinals. 6 more months of premium in the semifinals, another badge in the finals,
Yeah.
and all day long we're going to be watching some amazing legacy.
Yeah, we have Jerry Thompson, Owen Turtlewall.
AJ Soccer is actually, I think he's one to watch because I think he's got some new technology.
Oh,
that I
does
think
he?
is gonna be
Okay,
kinda
cool.
sweet.
Yeah, AJ, if you guys are a fan of AJ. So yeah, definitely come back and watch us. So it was a great standard open. I had a lot of fun,
Absolutely.
and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So see you in a few hours.
Gerard Fabiano.
Patrick Chapin.
All right. Take care. But all right, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no. Just
Yeah.
I think Todd's got a lot of intangibles and some more tangibles, like
Okay.
actual tangibles. You know, experience, better mana base, better selection of creatures, better mix of spells,
Yeah. Bacho's mulliganing.
equipment, more cards in
Yeah,
hand.
more cards in hand. Ah.
Definitely, Todd is looking like the having the advantage. But the thing is, these matchups can be so close.
Yeah.
You know, like Bacho could get a real aggressive, creature draw, come out better with the Delvers. But I like Todd's chances.
Yeah. Speaking of mulliganing, Oren's opponent mulliganed to 4 and beat him
Oh yeah, which round was this?
last round.
Last round.
And Oren then.
Oren Beasley.
Yeah, Oren Beasley in game 2 mulliganed to 3 and almost won.
See, I'm starting to doubt this story.
No, it's true. Oren told me.
All right.
So. All right. Bacho had a smile. It looks like Bacho was growing out the beard. Do you ever grow out a beard?
I mean, it sort of naturally happens. I try to shave sometimes, though.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, it depends. Like if I got a lot going on and not a lot of events for a little while, I might end up with a beard inadvertently.
Not a lot of razors at home.
No, just sometimes like if you're doing a lot of stuff, 3 days go by and I got a beard.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so Bacho, let's see if he keeps his 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not a snap keep, so it might not be that good.
Could be a retroactive snap keep.
Yeah.
Like
all
a
right.
tank
So he
snap
keeps.
keep.
All right, so turn 1, probe.
Paying the